There's one thing nobody teaches us, but at a certain age, we feel sure we're past our prime for turning heads. And then, each time we look in the mirror, we only see gray hair, dull skin, a slower pace. Everything that once made us sparkle now seems to have dimmed. Do you remember the last time someone looked at you with admiration? I've met people, the 80 years old, but when they smiled, the whole room just seemed to light up. When they told stories, everyone listened. And when they passed by, we felt a strange sense of peace, no makeup needed, no perfect figure required, just a few qualities, nurtured from within, are enough to make them shine in their own very unique, truly authentic way. In this video, I'll share 6 qualities to help you naturally draw people in. Even as age advances, hair grays, and steps slow, you'll still make others want to come close, listen, and smile with you. And if you've ever wondered, do I have anything attractive left? Then perhaps the answer lies right inside you. Stick around till the end. Who knows, you might realize you're more beautiful than you ever thought. Let's get started. And if there's one thing that makes others remember you longer than any hairstyle or outfit, it's truly your smile and your eyes. When you stop smiling and look at others with empty eyes, gradually people hesitate to approach. And then you fade away from those who once held you dear. Old age brings not just wrinkles, it can also dull the sparkle in one's eyes if we let sadness and anxiety take over. Many seniors say, "I'm old, who notices me now?" Then gradually withdraw, smile less, and their gaze loses its warmth. But this is what makes them seem distant. Not their age, but forgetting that true charm always stems from the emotions they project. Smiles become rare not for lack of joyful reasons, but because they forget they can still radiate warmth even with gray hair. According to the American Psychological Association, smiles activate positive brain centers, helping reduce stress, improve communication, and boost connection between people, regardless of age. In a 2021 study, older adults who often smiled and maintained warm eye contact were rated far more attractive, approachable, and inspiring than those with stern faces, even without speaking. Doris, 81, in St. Louis, has no fancy clothes or modern gadgets. But every time she visits the market, people greet her from afar. Because she always smiles first, nods gently, and her eyes seem to hold sunshine. She says, "I'm not as quick anymore, but I can still offer something pleasant to others." Conversely, Mark, 79, in Boise, withdrew after his wife passed. Friends visited less as he was often lost in thought, his eyes sad. After 3 months of silence, he first saw himself in the mirror and hardly recognized the eyes staring back. Much later, his daughter encouraged him to join a group where he relearned to smile, and slowly his eyes brightened. Not because he grew younger, but because he relearned connection. A smile-less face can make others wary. A cold gaze creates distance, even with family. And over time, you'll feel you're vanishing. No one asks, no one listens. Not because you're invisible, but because you're unknowingly dimming your own light. Each morning, look in the mirror. Practice a gentle smile. When leaving home, for the market, a walk, or just the mail carrier, try offering a warm look and a smile first. No words, no effort needed, just sincerity. Then you'll find kindness returns, spreading out and coming back to you. When was the last time you genuinely smiled at a stranger? Do your eyes reflect joy or just silence? A truly charming person often needs nothing more than a smile and kind eyes. And at any age, you can be that person if you choose to keep a little sunshine in your heart every day. And when a smile has opened the first door, what keeps others staying is truly the ability to listen with genuine interest. Some people have passed on. Their sole wish before closing their eyes was for someone to sit near, listen fully, just once, without interruption, correction, or dismissal. In later years, many carry valuable life experiences, lessons, stories that once captivated listeners. But one day they find their opinions aren't sought as often. And so, some choose to talk more to prove they still have value. Meanwhile, there's another allure, quieter and more profound, stemming from the ability to listen with your whole heart. Simply sitting there hearing a story completely, not interrupting, not judging, but genuinely wanting to understand. According to a Harvard University study, older adults maintaining active listening habits tend to have higher quality relationships, experience less loneliness, and are seen as sources of inspiration in their families or communities. Listening not only helps others feel respected, it also helps the listener maintain connection and a sense of usefulness, even if age limits other things. Raymond, 82, in Columbus, Ohio, was a man of few words, but whenever his family visited, he'd set everything aside, sit still, and listen to school stories, business matters, or just about a new car. His family treasured him not for his eloquence, but because everyone felt truly valued by him. Conversely, Patricia, 77 in Bakersfield, once thought she needed to offer advice to everyone. When hospitalized, only nurses were there. Her family didn't visit, not from dislike, but because they didn't know what to say to her anymore. Not until she learned to be silent, nod, and just say, "Go on, dear," did conversations return. Someone who listens will always hold a place in others' hearts, even as their memory fades. When you don't listen, others stop wanting to share. And then the distance grows. Family conversations cease. Friends visit less. Relationships cool. Sometimes it's just because you talk too much. Forgetting what others need is someone to truly listen with an open heart. When someone tells a story, look at them with soft eyes, nod gently, show them you're fully present. Don't interrupt. Don't rush to respond. Ask a small question. And then what? Or how do you feel about that? And then just silently listen. It's a simple yet deeply profound connection. Each time you don't interrupt, you're saving a relationship from fading into silence. At any age, you can be someone who makes others feel safe to open up, not with fine words, but with ears that hear and a heart that waits. And that's what makes you incredibly appealing, no matter how time passes. After you've learned to listen with your full presence, what makes you even more captivating is how you share your own stories. Some have lived through war, nearly starved, yet now hesitate when telling stories, as if apologizing for bothering anyone. Older people don't stop telling stories. It's just that no one seems to listen anymore. After a lifetime of experiences, many seniors have so much worth sharing, yet they stay silent, partly because they think no one wants to hear old tales, partly fearing being seen as always repeating old stories. Gradually, they become reserved, keeping joy to themselves, telling stories with a sad or forced air. But what makes an older person truly captivating is when they share stories with a cheerful voice, with faith in what they have lived through and overcome. Not to boast, but to share a gentle, warm, and vibrant energy. According to the U.S. National Institute on Aging, seniors tend to have better social connections when they share personal stories positively. Storytelling helps improve memory, mood, and emotional health. It's not just about memories. It's an active way to build connections and inspire future generations. Joseph, 85, in Madison, was a former cross-country truck driver. Now he often sits on his porch, telling his grandson about the long roads, always with a laugh, like getting lost and locals treating him to a meal or falling asleep in his truck in the snow. His grandson loves listening not because the stories are thrilling, but because he tells them with a voice full of life. Meanwhile, Helen, 79, in Tucson, had a life of many ups and downs, but always recounted it in a tired, gloomy manner. Her family dreaded listening, as every story ended with a swing. Only when she changed her telling, adding humor, looking back with a forgiving eye, did people seek her out more. If you only keep life stories to yourself, or tell them with regret or resentment, listeners will just feel weighed down. Gradually, they'll avoid you, and you, despite a remarkable life, become silent among loved ones, losing the chance to be heard, to be cherished. Pick a few truly joyful or meaningful memories. Retell them gently, slowly, then add a touch of humor. Look at your listener, smile softly, emphasize what you've learned rather than what you've lost. And if anyone asks for more, don't hesitate, because each time you share, you let others see the beauty within you. People remember you not for how long you lived, but for how you tell the story of that life. And when you tell it with bright eyes and a cheerful voice, you become more captivating than any outfit or hairstyle. And then, no matter how well you tell stories or how warm your smile, your posture is often the first thing people notice, even from afar. A slow step, a stooped posture, can be the initial sign that you're gradually losing control over your body without realizing it. Over time, backs may curve, steps may slow, that's common. But many simply give in, thinking, I'm old, a stooped back is just normal. They overlook that how they walk, how they stand tall, is a clear indicator of health, spirit, and even attractiveness. Someone who walks confidently, head up, back straight, projects strength, vitality, and still has a strong presence, regardless of age. Meanwhile, a shuffling gait, head down, makes others see you as tired and frail, even if you are not ill. According to research from Harvard Medical School, standing posture and gait directly impact emotions and cognitive function in older adults. Just come on. Those maintaining an upright posture have better balance, more stable moods, and can reduce their fall risk by up to 37%. It's not just about appearance, it's a clear signal that you're still in charge of your body. Daniel, 80, in San Diego, walks his neighborhood every morning. He doesn't walk fast, but always keeps his back straight, eyes forward. People call him the most dignified gentleman in the neighborhood, not for his size or strength, but for his steady, upright manner. Conversely, Rita, 76, in Little Rock, had minor back pain, then, fearing falls, began to stoop more. Only when her daughter encouraged daily stretching and posture work did she start to straighten up again. And strangely, after just a few weeks, she said she felt younger, not because the pain lessened, but because her confidence returned. A weak posture, hunched back, and bowed head not only detract from a healthy appearance, they can lead to imbalance, falls, neck pain, and crucially, make others worry, hesitate to ask for your help, or see you as completely frail. Sadly, this can all stem from not dedicating a little time each day to maintaining an upright posture. A body that loses its posture is a body slowly retreating from life, a gradual but potentially irreversible process if you don't start working to straighten it up today. Each morning, stand before a mirror, hands on hips, and breathe deeply. Keep your back straight, gently pull your shoulders back. When walking, imagine balancing a book on your head and step slowly, surely. Just 5 minutes of posture practice daily can make a noticeable difference. Your posture is the silent message you send to the world. Steady, slow, yet head held high. That's how you say, I'm still here, strong, and living with dignity. If you're still watching and finding these tips helpful, drop a 4 in the comments below to let me know. And if you haven't already, why not hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on new videos? Your support truly helps us keep creating helpful and inspiring content. And what makes you truly captivating isn't your age, but how you still choose to look after yourself each day. Someone who stops combing their hair, changing clothes, or looking in the mirror isn't lazy. It's because they've tacitly accepted they're no longer worth the effort. Many people over 60 start living for others. They care for grandkids, worry about their children, and when free, they rest. They once dressed nicely, cared for their skin, exercised regularly, but gradually they neglect everything about themselves. I'm old, what's the point of beautifying anymore? Exercise isn't what it used to be. These phrases sound plausible, but they cause seniors to lose their appeal, their self-respect. Meanwhile, keeping oneself tidy, clean, eating well, and sleeping regularly is very attractive, showing someone who hasn't given up on themselves, regardless of age. According to the U.S. National Institute on Aging, NIA, maintaining self-care habits like combing hair, wearing presentable clothes, healthy eating, and sufficient sleep is directly linked to mental well-being, reduced depression risk, and enhanced quality of life for those 65 and older. When you care for yourself, you're nurturing self-esteem, and that always radiates a unique beauty, agelessly. Clara, 79, in Phoenix, wakes early daily, washes her face with warm water, applies light moisturizer, and wears comfortable, neat clothes, even just to read in her garden. She says, I do it for myself, not for anyone's praise. And strangely, anyone visiting her feels at ease because that tidiness and care make people feel she's truly living. Meanwhile, Jerry, 82, in Omaha, after retiring, started skipping meals, wore pajamas all day, and neglected cutting his nails. Initial laziness led to boredom, insomnia, and he fell into emptiness until his doctor advised, care for yourself as if you're living for an important day. When you stop caring for yourself, you not only lose attractiveness, you gradually lose connection with life itself. Your body weakens, mood worsens, then you withdraw, not wanting to see anyone or leave home. And the sad part is, you can change all this with a few small actions. No one literally dies from neglecting skincare, but someone who stops self-care has started withdrawing from life, one act at a time. Choose one thing you once did to feel more beautiful, healthier, like combing your hair carefully, wearing brighter clothes, drinking enough water each morning, or simply applying a little hand cream. Do it not to be like someone else, but to remind yourself you're still here and still deserve love from yourself. Self-care is a deeply attractive act because it shows you still care about life. And when you love yourself, the world around will also see your worth at any age. And after everything, from your smile, your posture, to how you care for yourself, what makes others want to be near you most is gratitude and a gentle approach to life. An older person doesn't need pity, but if they lose the ability to see what's worth being thankful for, they'll live as if life owes them something. And then people gradually, quietly, step away. The older we get, the more experiences we have, along with regrets, losses, and sometimes resentment towards life. Many seniors no longer view life with the same gentle eyes, carrying sadness for things past. They forget that gratitude, even for small things, is what keeps the spirit light, the face brighter, and makes a person naturally more appealing without effort. A simple thank you, I'm still healthy today, a satisfied nod at a sunny day can sometimes soften a tough day. According to the University of California, Davis, people practicing daily gratitude through journaling, reflection, or a silent thank you have better mental health, sleep better, and maintain more satisfaction in long-term relationships. Especially for seniors, a gentle, grateful attitude helps reduce stress, improve memory, and makes them more loved and respected by family and community. Alan, 84, in Portland, writes 3 things he's grateful for each morning, from the hot tea his wife makes to still being able to tie his shoelaces. He says, I'm not young anymore, but I still receive many things daily. This spirit endears him to friends. He doesn't complain, doesn't compare, but views everything with calm. Conversely, Loretta, 78, in Chicago, was once avoided by family for always sharing sad stories. A year later, after practicing morning thanks, her family invited her to live with them. After a church talk on gratitude, she started saying thank you more. And miraculously, she said, I feel less tired, less lonely, just because I started noticing what I still have. Someone who constantly complains and blames will gradually push others away, unintentionally. Worse, they drown themselves in unnecessary sadness. Eventually, they see life as only loss, when in truth, joy is still present, just waiting to be noticed. Each day, take a few minutes to think of 3 things you're grateful for: a loved one, a meal, or simply early morning bird song. If you can, write them down. If not, just think them. And practice saying thank you slowly, clearly, as a reminder to yourself you are still living. Not everyone who is gentle lives long, but the grateful often live surrounded by enough love to age beautifully. A grateful person needn't say much. Their appeal lies in their peaceful eyes, gentle voice, and a calmness anyone nearby can feel. And that is a timeless, unadorned beauty everyone wishes to be near. You may no longer be young, but what makes you captivating has never really depended on that. No one can hold back time, but you can absolutely keep your warm eyes, a sincere smile, a confident posture, and most importantly, a heart that quietly keeps offering gentleness. Attractiveness isn't about looks anymore. It's about how you make others feel in your presence. It's the composure, gratitude, subtlety that only time can cultivate in a person. If the mirror no longer shows you anything dazzling, let others' eyes reflect it. Because what's most beautiful isn't skin deep, but lives in how you make people feel. If what I've shared today resonates with you, feel free to leave a comment or share this video with someone you think needs a reminder that they're still beautiful in their own unique way. If ever you doubt yourself, just remember, the look you once gave, the smile you once shared, still lives in someone's heart. And if one day you question your worth, come back to this video to remember that age is never a barrier to beauty.